I'm Kitsie Duncan, and I'm a paranormal researcher. I've investigated the most haunted locations in the world. It's time to give back, to give the dead a voice.
My goal is to get this, whoever it may be, to communicate with us.
Some people are living in fear, some in sadness. Spirits are just trying to communicate with the living, and sometimes they need help. Love you, girl. Oh, my God. We're an all-female paranormal team who bring empathy to each investigation. With my friends KJ and Tiffany, we bring peace to those living with paranormal activity.
And so this is a huge validation.
We are Paranormal Crossroad. Last time on Paranormal Crossroad,
I'm renting a house, and about a week after I brought my cat to the house because she wasn't enjoying being at my parents', me not being there, she didn't like it, so I brought her. About a week later, I'm sitting in my bedroom, she's on my lap, and all of a sudden she goes to the end of the bed, sits there, and just starts hissing at the doorway. I look up, and there is this blob of what looks like TV static in the doorway, reaching out to her, and she's swiping at its arm. And then I realize it's a person shape of static.
Were you scared?
Yeah. I'm terrified telling you the story.
Okay, you can't keep a little bummed out. So you turn the corner and you see
like
TV static.
Like taller than the doorway, but it's in the shape of a person.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like reaching towards my cat, but then the cat swipes at it, it pulls its arm away, and then ducks into the bathroom. But then it sort of peeks its head out again and looks, and then goes back in the bathroom. And the cat runs in there, jumps in the bathtub, and like pawing at the wall, which she never does. Never did that at my parents' house. I go in there and there's nothing. So then she runs around the whole house, jumping over furniture, jumps to the bathroom sink or kitchen sink. Again, not something she ever does. She never climbs on kitchen things. She barely climbs on furniture.
Yeah. Okay.
And we never see it the rest of the day.
What would you give for a child you loved to make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
Conquest journals are officially licensed. Planners, journals, stickers, tote bags, and creative accessories to capture and organize your fandom fun. ConquestJournal.com. Officially licensed by Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, Riverdale, Sabrina, Friends, and Supernatural. ConquestJournal.com. Get your fandom on. Needless to say, we were in. I'm down for a Static Man, and KJ's always down for cats. We headed to Evan's house the next weekend to find out exactly what's going on.
My name is Evan, and after I had my first experience with, I guess we're calling him the Static Man now, went looking for help, and somehow in Indiana, friends of a friend of a friend of a friend recommended your name because you're in Indiana, went looking for your stuff, found some of your shows, and like, okay, I like what she's doing. Some of the other ghost hunting stuff is just, let's try and scare people. And I'm like, I don't want those people here. This thing doesn't want to hurt me, it doesn't seem like. And you just want to have a conversation and learn, so that's what I wanted.
Oh, we're your people.
Thank you.
A little clumped over here.
Your first experience was when?
About 6 months after I moved in here.
How long did it last? I mean, in your mind, it probably was slow motion, but do you know how long?
That first encounter maybe lasted 5 minutes.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And then after probably 2 weeks of just standing, looking directly over me as I'm sleeping and waking me up, from researching and finding you say something about if you're nice to ghosts, they'll listen to you and they won't hurt you. So I was trying to be very polite and said, hey, I know you don't want to hurt me. You're just curious. I think you just want to be my friend. The guest bedroom next door is all yours if you want it. But this is my room. I'm trying to sleep. And the cat, Edie,
obviously doesn't like you, so, you know, I don't want it to hurt you.
Yeah, but I love that you took that approach. When I walked in, and I'm not sure about KJ, but when I walked in, I definitely felt a presence, a curious presence, which you had mentioned, but I don't feel anything malicious or any malintent involved.
Nothing like that whatsoever. I did get a little bit of like, so you saying, basically I gave the spirit its own room. I kind of did feel like that this room belongs to someone.
Now, when I walked in that bedroom, I heard him say in my head, this is my room, in a way to say, get out. But it again, he doesn't know who we are. And that's when Evan said, I invited her here. She's okay. And I felt a little bit of it relax.
Well, and if you think of it, like if it was role reversal and someone you don't know walks into your room, you're going to tell them to get out.
And then you send in a second email to the podcast.
Between the first and the second email, though, I went in the room because that's where the cat's food and everything is. So I went in there to, you know, refill her food bowl, and I heard a voice sort of whisper behind me, thank you. And then every now and then I'll hear, like, hey, buddy, or what's up. I've told you my grandfather called me from beyond. And
I forgot about that. Tell that story.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
So, you've not heard.
I have not.
So, when I was a teenager, my grandpa passed away. So, a few weeks after his funeral, my cell phone, which was his old cell phone, kept ringing. And it was friends of his asking where he was and stuff because they didn't know. And then one day, I heard his voice trying to talk to me, and it said, hey, this is your grandpa. I freaked out, hung up.
I mean, we all would have done it.
And it called me again. It was unknown number. I picked it up, and it said, listen here, you little which is exactly how my grandpa talked to me. Not that he was mean. He just had a temper. And we yelled at each other for a few minutes. Never told my family about it because my family would think I was crazy. They don't believe in ghosts or anything. But
I don't think you're crazy.
But I thought about this while you were on your way over here. It's like, maybe he's back.
Coming up, the Static Man does come back, and this time with a message. Join myself, Kitsie Duncan, and my co-host Nick Floyd every week as we talk about all things weird, paranormal, and what might be an unhealthy obsession with Bigfoot. We're not here to creep you out. We want you to be a part of the conversation. Find the award-winning, sometimes hilarious, sometimes woo-woo, sometimes a hot mess, Oddity Files, wherever you get your podcasts.
How would you describe our show?
We are not geniuses. We talk a lot of video games, TV shows, movies. Chris Evans.
He knows that he won the Kinda Nerdy Chris Evans Lifetime Achievement Award.
Giancarlo Esposito on the phone with me.
Katie, in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to the Kinda Nerdy Girls, where it's fun for everyone.
Yes! I hate it. Yeah, guys, that is awesome.
Maybe 2 months ago. Time is weird.
What even is time?
But I was sleeping, and I felt like a hand on my shoulder shaking me awake, and heard someone go, Evan, wake up, just real softly. So I, like, who's in my house? Roll over, and I see the Static Man again, sitting on my bedroom floor, holding a ceramic disc that has Edie's paw prints in, because in between the first and the second email I sent to the podcast, Edie passed away, and this ceramic disc is all I have left of her, and he was holding it, and then just sat it down on the desk, and I heard it clatter and vibrate, and it kind of like jumped back, like, oops, I broke it, and then looked real close, like, okay, it's good. I somehow could understand that it was turning to look at me, even though I couldn't see a face, and it sort of broken, not all the words of the sentence were there, said that it came back because she knew I was worried and upset, and she was worried about me. And she being Edie, I just knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he said, I found her. And I felt Edie jump back on my bed from my feet and sit on my shoulder like she always does and, like, pat my face I'm about to cry telling this story. The ghost said she came to say goodbye, to tell you new friends are good. She likes them. And then I smelled candles and soaps that a friend of mine sells at her shop here in town. So I said this friend's name and then a few other people in that group, and I said, are these who Edie wants me to spend time with? And the static person didn't do anything, but Edie, like, rolled and snuggled me. I didn't see her, but I could feel her.
You
knew. You know the feeling.
And I heard purring. And then the static person stood up and said, she's ready to go now, we have to leave. And I felt her jump and saw him catch something. Didn't see what it was, but I could see something had landed in his arms. And then it walked through the walls, and I just felt like something lift off my shoulders, and I was crying the rest of the night.
Oh.
And I woke up and almost immediately emailed you.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
So has there been anything since then?
No.
No. Okay.
Like,
not even Edie?
No, I was actually really worried that they weren't going to be here when you got here.
Well, they're here.
Yeah.
For those of you at home, we've had sound issues till both Evan and I went and talked to them. So I believe they're ready to talk. And that's what I told them. I said, I'm not here to hurt you, harm you, take you away. I prefer you stay here as long as Evan says it's okay. I just mentioned that. And we just want to tell their story. So I think, again, no bad vibes. I almost feel like my crazy is telling me that it's a male descendant of you that just kind of checks in from time to time. But
you're a descendant of him, not that we think you have ghost children.
Oh, thank you. When I look directly in a camera.
I've got like all the goosebumps. Like,
yeah. You know what I want to do? Actually, I brought some with me. I just want to do a tarot reading real quick.
Okay.
Ooh, I've never had one.
For something.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert. Okay, so I've never done this before.
I've never had a reading before.
Well, I've never done this in person before. I actually tried to give my husband a tarot reading on New Year's, and I pulled a card, and I'm like, babe, I got nothing. I'm going to go ahead and spread these out. Pick a card and hand it to me. This is for your past. Pick one for your present. And your future. Perfect. Okay. So this one, it says take time to breathe out. Look, we were just talking about how nervous you are. You're an anxious gentleman from time to time. You need to breathe a little more. You need to let go of, since this was the past card, you just need to stop worrying about the past. There's something in there. I don't know what it is. I'm not that good.
It's a mess.
But you need to let the past go. And the present card is bring love into the situation. Ooh. I mean, it pretty much says what it said. It's time to focus on you and be happy, whether that is romantic or whether it is a passion of yours. Maybe it's a new hobby you've been thinking about doing. It's time to embrace that. It's time to focus on you a little more and not worry about the naysayers. They're trying to keep you in a box, and you do not belong in a box. Okay? Covered in goosebumps right now. Is that right? Oh, God. Yeah. Okay. So,
you seem impressed with yourself.
I
am. Yeah.
For the day.
Remember romance? Well, we got a new romantic cycle begins.
What?
New moon in Libra.
Any of this mean anything to you?
Looks like I'm going to have to work harder on the dating game.
I feel like you have somebody in mind, but you don't feel like you're good enough. But, Evan, you're good enough. I think once you get yourself and your blockages and the people that are holding you back, once you come to peace with that, not for them, but for you, that's when the new romantic cycle is going to begin. 'Cause you're a good guy. You're super smart. You're ridiculously handsome.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay, so Edie, if you're here, we left some toys for you to play with. And I've got a friend named KJ that may be able to communicate with you, so that's super exciting. But this isn't going to hurt you. It's not going to harm you. But it will play music if you go right here. Okay?
That is the music box. Well, we've got a GoPro. Hi. Okay. So it might have been picking me up. So it's going to pick up this motion, but I don't think I was standing in the hallway enough for it to pick me up. So come over on this side, and we'll see how it was picking up your motion. Okay. Edie, if you would like to play with this, it's kind of like it's a music box, but when we're in places where cats are, they usually really enjoy it because it's basically just a fun cat toy.
Is that picking them up?
No. You guys, wait, the music box is happening. Oh, the GoPro's here. So.
Oh, I'll get out of the way.
So, Edie, that was really cool. Do you want to just hit that and make that move again? It's sitting with some of your favorite toys, so it's a new toy for you to play with while we're here. Do you have any questions for Edie? She's here.
I'm about to cry.
I know. It's like super emotional when you realize they're really, really still here, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what to say.
That's okay. Edie, it means so much that you're able to use this music box and communicate with Evan. He loves you so much. And it's nice for him to know that he's felt you, right? You climb up in bed with him. Sometimes you sit on him, you sleep with him. He's felt you. I don't have anything in here but the GoPro, guys. Okay. Yeah, sorry, we weren't coming in here to film. It picks you up.
Yeah, it picked me up walking in there.
We heard it going while you were gone.
But that's not you. And that's not Kitsie. Look at you go, Edie. Can you do that again? Can you do that again, you good cat? Oh my goodness.
Now you obey commands.
Yeah.
You didn't do tricks when you were alive.
She was playing with it. You're going to see the GoPro on it.
Oh, I heard it.
But it was, yeah, that's why we came back here, because all of a sudden it started moving. Evan was like, what is that? I'm like, oh!
Yeah, this is me walking down the hallway.
Okay.
Nothing. So I get here.
So, yeah.
Edie, you're doing amazing. I'm so proud.
So awesome. I'm so excited, Edie. Do you like that bed and your toy and that Evan kept that for you? She's like, y'all, we were doing just fine with these two.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to step out.
You know what? Kitsie is really nice. I promise. You can communicate anything you want.
Oh, she agreed.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
You're the mascot of my podcast, Edie.
She was your cat only, right?
She barely listened to me.
Yeah, she was.
She was your cat. Any messages that you want to give to Evan, we are here to tell your story and share your message. We are not here to hurt Evan. We are here to help Evan. So we appreciate you being here with us as we try to figure out what all is going on and bring some peace to your human.
When you hear this voice, it's a Ava, right?
He said that once.
It's just Evan.
All right. Well, it looks like we got somebody else to talk to.
Okay, I'm going to give these a shot. Happy?
Happy. Or Jean.
Jean.
I don't know if that's who this is, but
Edie thinks it is. I feel like
there's a gentleman here, aside from the four of us, that would really like to communicate with Evan. And if you could come in here and move these rods into an X, it'll let me know that you are ready to communicate with Evan. So if you could do that. Okay, that was amazing. Absolutely perfect. Jean, is that you? I feel like he's saying, don't tell your parents that he's here.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting in my head. It's like, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? It is such a pleasure to meet you. Did you come into Evan's life when he just needed a little extra support? Is that why you're here? I wonder if I'm not holding them straight up and down. Am I not?
I don't think so.
There we go. And thank you for taking care of Evan. I've literally just met him, and I really like him, so I completely understand where you're coming from. Do you have any questions?
I want to know why me and no one else, but I don't know how to phrase that to where he can answer.
In my head, he just said, because you're my special boy. Do you guys have a really good relationship?
I don't really remember a whole lot about him.
How old were you when he passed away?
About probably 15, but we didn't really spend a whole lot of time together.
It doesn't mean that he didn't hold a special place in his heart for you. That generation was just different.
Yeah.
And they didn't show a lot of emotion.
Conquest Journals are officially licensed Harry Potter fan art cool. ConquestJournal.com. Get your fandom on. Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, Riverdale, Sabrina, Supernatural, and Friends planners, journals, stickers, tote bags, and creative accessories to capture and organise your fandom fun. Visit ConquestJournal.com today.
Jean, do you have messages for Evan?
That music box is going crazy every time you talk.
Your cat is having just the best time. Jean, are you what Evan has called over the years the Static Man, the person that he has seen?
Ooh, is that the third friend here?
No, it's moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
He moves one, and then he moves the second one to make it the perfect X. Awesome.
I remember he was a very meticulous person, so.
Okay. Would you like to talk to us through the box over here that I had on earlier? Okay. You picked it up pretty quick, I'm not going to lie.
I almost feel like he was telling us not to talk to him.
Yeah?
I don't know if that's because she wants us to go in there. Or...
I think she's having some jealousy issues. Like, wait a second, I can communicate with you and you're going to sit out here and talk to someone else.
That would be Edie.
Edie, you can come out here anytime, sweet girl.
Here, I'll put your spot out. You can sit here with me now.
So, Evan, I know you've seen this on the shows. And, Jean, I know I told you about it already, but this is more for you. What this is my odd box. It's an amplifier like you hook up to a guitar. And I had turned this on earlier, and the second I did, it said hello, and then it said hey bud, which when Evan was telling us about what he hears from, as we now know, is Jean or Pappy. He did hear him say that once. So, Jean, do you have any messages for Evan?
Him and my dad just signed the static. So he may just not like this
Okay,
thing.
that never even crossed my mind. Okay, so I am going to stop this, and we're going to hook it up to something that will make it much easier for you to communicate. So, Jean, what this is this has pre-recorded voices on it that are played in reverse. And all the spirits I've talked to have really enjoyed and find this is a very easy way to communicate. Sometimes I don't understand everything that's said when it's said. However, in post, I usually figure it out.
I'm going to try it.
Did you hear yourself, Jean? I love you.
Hi, Patty. These people here are my friends. They're here to help you talk to me.
Are you just here protecting Evan, Jean? A lot of words with she in it that I'm not getting the full phrase.
When you say she, are you referring to?
Are you talking about you?
Very safe.
I'm safe?
No, she's safe.
And she's beautiful. I love you. Just repeating, I love you. Safe. I'm here for you. The change you made?
That's what I started at the change sheet. Who made the change?
I think I did. I've kind of stood up to my family a little bit. We have a lot of disagreements, and there's a lot of things that happened growing up that I had issues with. And I stood up to them and kind of talked to them about it. Music box is starting up again. It was quiet for a while. So maybe that's what it is he's glad I'm finally standing up for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should he keep taking control of his own life, Jean? I mean, that's always a struggle. Always a struggle. Yeah. There are certain people that live in a box, and there are certain people that live outside the box. So that's fine.
Give me just a second, this battery. Something's sucking the battery out of this.
It's hitting you.
Hitting me,
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta change out real quick.
But you're here, Jean, and you're taking care of him, and he's safe. Did you call him, Jean?
Oh, yes.
From the afterlife.
Next time on Paranormal Crossroad.
We could do a flashlight session. That's it? It will turn on.
Oh.
There's another one that has a flashlight.
Like, I'll feel pressure on that into the couch.
Yeah.
Moving.
Yeah.